Okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest here, and I think this is just a main factor that everyone needs to understand. I do play more games than just Minecraft, and I know you saw the title of this video, and you guys are probably like, oh my goodness, like, he's gonna tell us how he did it in a car. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty basic, generic story, and it ended up being the worst thing possible. But before anything, I just want to mention, whatever I say in these stories, you guys don't have to do. These stories are just things that I've done in the past that I messed up on in my life, and I don't think it means you guys have to do it, but I'm not gonna lie to you about one thing, and I don't like lying on my own channel. I still do it in cars. So if you guys are one of those people, I guess press that like button. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, like I was saying, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another video. But before we get into this video, as usual, this video is sponsored by Salad. Salad is a crypto miner that basically helps people make free money while you're AFK on your PC. And on top of that, you're able to get free Discord Nitro since they're literally partnered with Discord. So basically, all I'm saying is you're able to literally mine, get money, and also get all your favorite things and really cool rewards they have on the website. So make sure you guys click in the description down below, make some bank, and not only that, but use code Devil's Tango for double the earnings. Now, back to the video. Now, like I was saying, doing it in a vehicle is one of the most weirdest things possible. Like, I think many of us have done it in vehicles, or at least most high schoolers have. But this is the story of how I ended up doing it in a vehicle, and this was pretty basic. So if you guys don't know from old stories, yes, this is true. I had a sports car back when I was younger. And by younger, I mean like 3 or 4 years. I'm 20 years old, so I'm not that old. But anyways, like I was saying, I did it in a car, and it was a pretty generic thing. But the way it led up to it was this. So I remember back in high school, I had like a really good girlfriend. She was outstanding. She was an amazing person. But the problem with, me and her was that our places would always be full. Like, for example, I would have like 6 people in my house while she had like her parents at her house. Like, there was no privacy. And I know in high school, a lot of us don't ever get the chance of being private with, your significant other. I think this is like a common thing everyone deals with. So I remember back in high school, like I wanted to be with my girl and, talk to her about things. Maybe do the Devil's Tango. But obviously me wanting to do the Devil's Tango would be like mission impossible for us because we, like I said earlier, we didn't have any place to do it. So I remember one time as we were like hanging out, doing our own thing, just having a normal conversation at school. We were planning on going on like a dinner date at this restaurant she worked at. So going on from there, me and her decided to go to this restaurant and we went there. We drove down in my Silica, my amazing blue car. I love that thing to death, by the way. And when we got there, we went and we sat down, we had dinner. Now, as we were having dinner, we were kind of just talking about, how like life was treating us and how amazing of a couple we are, as if that's not what all couples do when they go to dinner together. At least I think so. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really the best at the dating scene, but we were talking, and as we were talking, I don't know, I guess we both kind of got in the mood because we started talking about doing the Devil's Tango during dinner. I don't know why. I don't know. You guys can ask me a million times, why would you talk about doing it while you're at dinner? In my head, we just ended up talking about it. It's just weird. I don't know. So we talked about it and we're like, okay, like if we were gonna do it, then like where? You know what I mean? Like we both said like, where was it gonna happen? I said my car because like obviously her place was full and my place was full. And then she said, are you serious? You really want to do it in your car? And at first I'm like, not really, like I like my car. And then after the second minute I was looking at her, I'm like, yeah, but she's hot, so like might as well, like screw it. So I told her yes and all that stuff, and she's like, okay, well, where are we gonna go? And we were basically like sitting at that dinner table, and I remember I was like drawing on a napkin like where we could go, and the place we decided to do it at was the most weirdest place ever. So obviously, like I said earlier, me and her went to high school. Okay, we both went to a high school together, and like there was a parking lot in our high school, like the back area, I would say, where like no one goes to, and at night there was especially no one there. And in my head I was thinking, you know what, we could go there. So I remember drawing on a napkin, just the guide and the way for us to go over and drive down there. At first, she thought this was a crazy idea, but then she really started thinking about it. She's like, you know what, like screw it, like I'm down. Like she was like down for it. Like she wasn't like totally against or anything. It's just like me and her don't really have like total experience doing it in a car. Like I've only done it like I think 4 times at that point, while she did like maybe like twice. So we got into my car and we instantly drove over to the school. So when we got over to the school, it was really funny because I parked the car, I put it on P, because that's P for parking. If you guys don't know driving, I guess. I don't know how old you guys are. And instantly we just like decided to hop into the back seat. Now, reminder, I should make this very, very clear. Now, my car is a 2-seater. Okay, it has 4 seats like every typical car does because it's like a coupe kind of vibe. In reality, like it's like a 2-seater. Okay, the back seats were like tiny as hell. And like, I don't know how we ended up doing it, but we did. Me and her, you know, we got into the back seat, we sat down, and as we sat down, we started, you know, taking our clothes off and like, you know, basically getting ready to do it. So we ended up, you know, as usual, we started doing the devil's tango. And it wasn't for like a long time. I want to say it was like 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, we realized that the car was shaking a lot. My car was shaking like crazy, okay? It was going up and down. And obviously, you know, at that point, you know, it was really noticeable that we were doing the devil's tango in the car. And as we were doing it in the vehicle, I remember I saw this car come around and also, you know, park. And at that point, me and her were like freaking out. We're like, wait a minute, like there's a vehicle here. Like, what do we do? And I remember she like literally hopped off me. And then she's like, drive the vehicle. Like, we gotta get out of here. Like, it was the funniest thing. I'm sorry, I'm not good at impressions, but she was freaking out. And obviously me, I put on like my pants on right away, jumped in the front seat. I didn't have my shirt on and I was skirting it out of there. But as I was driving out of there, I saw like the gate to the school was closing, so I couldn't even get my vehicle out in the first place. And I'm like, shoot, like what am I gonna do? Like, what's the plan here? She looked over at me and she's like, do you have anything in your trunk that you can like, you know, break the chain? Because it was like attached by a chain. So I remember I looked in the back and I remember my friend left bolt cutters for some reason. As convenient as it was, there was bolt cutters left in the back of my vehicle. And at that point, I'm like, screw it, like I'm breaking this down. I opened it, I broke it with the you know, bolt cutters or whatever they're called. I don't know, it's like these things like you break metal with. I don't know. So yeah, I broke it, and then from there, I remember I literally got back in my vehicle. I literally, you know, got out of there. I skirted out of there. She was in the back seat changing her clothes, you know, trying to like, you know, put everything back on as I skirted to her place. And once I got to her place, her mom was already like outside, like drinking wine and something. And she was like, you know, looking over at me. And she's like, Rash, why do you have your shirt off? And in my head, I'm thinking, we went to the beach. I don't know why that was my first excuse, but I guess you kind of like had a sense of what happened. And basically my girlfriend went inside. She was like, you know, all embarrassed and stuff. And me, I was like, you know, it's whatever. And yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the story of me doing it in a vehicle. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on all socials. And like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories.